Hello YouTube! Today I am making a dish called potato primavera and it is so yummy. It's one of my favorite things. I guess I keep saying that. I just like food. What can I say? Food is good. So today I'm going to show you potato primavera, but while I'm cooking today I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on how to add a little extra nutrition while you're cooking in ways that won't make you feel like you're totally gone crazy health nuts. So anyway, my kitchen is kind of messy today. I'm doing a lot of experimenting with different stuff, so ignore all the stuff that has nothing to do with what we're doing. So yeah, we'll get started. Okay, today's recipe is going to come in 3 parts. You need your potatoes. The recipe you can actually do, it calls for 4 potatoes, which you can do. Sometimes you can even really get away with more. But my husband and I can only eat 1 potato each because these things are super filling once you put all the toppings on. So we just go ahead and bake what we want, and then we'll bake the ones for the next. So you can use whichever method you prefer to bake potatoes. I'm baking them in the oven at 425 degrees for about 50 minutes. But you can put them in the microwave. There's lots of ways you can bake potatoes. The second part of our recipe is our veggies, which I'll go over in just a minute. And the third part is our gravy. So I'm going to go ahead and put the potatoes in the oven, and then I'll show you what to do. While the potatoes are baking, you can go ahead and cut your veggies. You can see I've started slicing mine here. What you'll need is 1 small zucchini, 1 small squash, 1 small onion, and about 2 cups worth of chopped carrots. I thought I had more in my fridge, so we're not going to have a lot of carrots in today's, but there's some there. So these are all fresh veggies. You can do these frozen as well if you don't really want to take the time to chop. That's what I've done with my broccoli and cauliflower, which is right here. You need 2 cups of broccoli and 2 cups of cauliflower. And I really hate cutting broccoli and cauliflower. So what I did to kind of cut back on my time a little bit is I took this bag of frozen broccoli and cauliflower. You can do that with your zucchini and squash as well, if that will save you time. Now, I've had people ask me, let me turn this around, should I do frozen vegetables or fresh vegetables? So here's the deal. If the vegetables are in season, which it's summertime, so many of them are right now, you should go with fresh organic vegetables to get the most out of your food nutritionally. However, if the chopping and cutting is not something that you have time to do, definitely still go with frozen. When in the winter time, when the specific fruits and vegetables that you're looking for are not in season, it's way better to go with frozen. The reason why is because vegetables that are out of season are grown in another country. They're picked very early so that they can make it to the store and still be good, and so a lot of the nutritional value is lost. Whereas the blanching process for freezing vegetables, you still maintain a lot of those nutrients, and when you freeze them after blanching them, those nutrients are locked in. So so if you can, in season, go with fresh organic. If that's not an option for you, go with frozen. And the reality is that if frozen, because of cost or whatever reason, is going to get you to eat more vegetables, because you don't have to chop them, you don't have to do whatever, by all means do frozen vegetables, because the more vegetables you can get in your diet, the better off you'll be. So anyway, that's just a little tip there. And I have another tip for you. I forgot to get it out, but I had mentioned earlier that I always keep frozen spinach in my freezer. Spinach is a powerhouse of nutrients. It's loaded. Talk about cancer-fighting food, that's spinach. It's got vitamin K, tons of it, which helps your blood health and your bone health. It's also got iron, which is good for oxygen, your immune system. It's loaded with calcium, which is good for your bones. I'm making sure I'm giving you the right information here. And it has lots of vitamin C, which we all know is really good for us. It's also got some protein in it too. It's an amazing food. So what I try to do when I cook, I try and see, this is why I have some frozen on hand, so that I can see where I can sneak it in. If I get I try to get fresh as much as I can, but that goes bad after a while, so I make sure I always have some frozen stuff. And then I can find little ways to add it into our diet. For example, we're going to be steaming all of our veggies today, so I thought that that might be a wonderful opportunity to add in some extra spinach. I wish I had more, I would put a little bit more in, but even if you don't like the taste, you can put in a little bit and it'll add some really good color to your meal and tons of nutrients. So what we're going to do with these vegetables is we are going to leave them right where they're at for right now once they're all cut up while the potatoes are baking. And we are going to let them stay here until about 10 minutes before our potatoes are done baking. Then at that point, we will put these on and steam them. But in the meantime, we're going to make some gravy, so I'll be right back with all the stuff we need. This is what we're going to need for our yummy gravy recipe. You'll need 1 cup of chopped onion. I chopped it in a food processor. You probably, if you have a food processor, want to use it. You're going to want this chopped really finely because it will not be blended with the rest of the gravy. It's going to give the gravy a little bit of a chunk, but you don't want too much. So you'll have 1 cup chopped onion, and these are 2 cloves of garlic. I just used a garlic press. You'll need half a cup of almonds, and this is what makes this gravy really healthy because almonds are packed with protein. They're also really good with your good cholesterol, which is LHD cholesterol, and they are just, I mean LDL, not LHD, I don't know what I was thinking, LDL cholesterol. They're also just, yeah, I already said they have good protein. Their protein though, you'd be shocked. This is a half a cup of almonds that we're using. They need to be slivered. But 1/4 cup of almonds has more protein in it than 1 egg. So that's something to keep in mind. Usually if you can get them with the skins, that's better because the skins have a lot of good stuff, but if not, these are still good for you. Then you'll need 1 cup of water and then an additional 2 cups of water, so 3 cups of water altogether. You will need 5 teaspoons of flour. You can use whole wheat flour, that should work alright. When I'm using a thickening agent, I almost always use white flour, but if you can use whole wheat flour, that would be extra health benefit. This is 4 to 5 teaspoons of chicken seasoning. This is a vegan chicken seasoning. You can use a chicken seasoning that you like. If you would rather have a gravy that tastes more like beef flavor or whatever, choose whatever flavoring you like, but you'll need about 4 to 5 teaspoons. And this last ingredient is completely optional. This is 2 teaspoons of yeast flakes. You can get these at a health food store. I don't know that you can get them at a regular grocery store. I've not seen them at ours, but you might. But these will just add a little bit of a cheesy flavor, and they'll add tons of extra nutrients to the gravy. So now that these are our ingredients, we're going to start with the onion and garlic. So let me grab these, and we're actually going to bring these over and we're going to steam them. I have my frying pan, and instead of putting oil in the bottom, we're going to put some water in the bottom. And I'm just going to go ahead and empty all my stuff into the pan, and we're going to let it cook for a few minutes.